I used to wake up every single morning with a stiff neck, a dull ache in my lower back, and a fog in my head that took hours to lift. I blamed stress. I blamed my mattress. I blamed aging. But after years of research into human biomechanics and sleep physiology, I discovered the real culprit was something I did every single night without thinking, something every one of you is doing right now. The position your body rests in for 7 to 9 hours doesn't just affect your comfort. It actively reshapes your spine, alters your breathing, compresses your nerves, and changes how your brain clears waste during the night. I'm Dr. Ryan Cross, and this is True Body Science. Tonight, we rank every sleep position, from the ones slowly damaging you to the one your body was built for. Let's start at the very bottom of the rankings, stomach sleeping. It looks harmless. Millions of people swear by it for comfort. But your spine tells a completely different story. When you sleep face down, your lumbar spine is forced into hyperextension, an unnatural arch that compresses the intervertebral discs and loads the facet joints with hours of sustained pressure. Your neck must rotate nearly 90 degrees to one side just so you can breathe, creating asymmetric strain on the cervical vertebrae. Evolutionary biology gives us a clue here. Our primate ancestors slept curled or upright in trees, never flat on their fronts. The stomach position is essentially a posture humans invented when we moved indoors. Here's the twist. Research shows that stomach sleepers have measurably higher rates of chronic morning neck pain, yet they report the deepest subjective sense of comfort falling asleep. Your brain finds it soothing. Your skeleton pays the price. Moving up the ranking, we reach side sleeping on your right side. This is one of the most common positions on Earth, and it is significantly better than stomach sleeping for your spine. Your vertebrae can maintain a more neutral curve when your body is laterally supported, but the right side introduces a specific and underappreciated problem: your heart. When you lie on your right side, gravitational pressure shifts onto the heart and can slightly reduce its mechanical efficiency during the night. Gastroesophageal reflux, acid reflux, is also significantly more common on the right side because of how the stomach and esophageal junction are anatomically positioned. Historically, ancient Greek physicians in the Hippocratic tradition actually warned against right side sleeping for people with stomach ailments too. 1,000 years ago, they had already noticed this connection. The twist: right side sleeping is actually preferred by people with congestive heart failure because it reduces pulmonary congestion. The same position that stresses a healthy heart slightly helps a diseased one. We are now entering the upper half of our ranking, and the science begins to get genuinely surprising. Left side sleeping is meaningfully superior to right side for most people, and here is why. The anatomical geography of your internal organs strongly favors the left. Your stomach sits primarily on the left side of your body. Your cardiac sphincter, the valve that prevents acid reflux, closes more effectively under left-sided. Gravitational pull, lymphatic drainage, which runs predominantly through the left thoracic duct, flows more efficiently when the left side is down. Pregnant women are specifically advised by obstetricians to sleep on their left side because it optimizes circulation through the inferior vena cava to the fetus. The evolutionary angle is fascinating. Here, studies of chimpanzees and bonobos show a statistically significant left side sleeping preference when they choose horizontal positions. The twist: left side sleeping applies consistent compressive pressure on the left shoulder and can accelerate rotator cuff wear in people who sleep 8 or more hours nightly. Here is where the ranking takes an unexpected turn, and where most sleep advice you have ever heard gets it completely wrong. The fetal position, curled tightly on your side, knees drawn toward your chest, is one of the most instinctively chosen sleep postures in the world. And at first glance, the biomechanics look disastrous. The spine is rounded, the hips are compressed, the airway can be restricted. But moderate fetal positioning actually has significant documented benefits for spinal disc health. When the spine flexes slightly forward in a natural fetal curve, the intervertebral foramina, the openings through which spinal nerve roots exit, open up and decompress. People with lumbar spinal stenosis experience measurable pain relief sleeping in this position. The evolutionary case is overwhelming. Human infants develop entirely in fetal position, and newborns placed in any other posture immediately curl back. This is our most ancient sleep architecture. The twist: an exaggerated, overly tight fetal curl restricts diaphragmatic breathing, reducing oxygen saturation across the night. Now we arrive at the position that surprises almost everyone when they first see the evidence: sleeping on your back with no pillow or a very flat pillow. For most people with healthy spines and no airway issues, supine sleeping or lying flat on your back allows the vertebral column to rest in its most mechanically neutral position. There is no rotational torque on the neck, no lateral compression of the hips, no pressure on the shoulders. Weight is distributed across the largest surface area of the body simultaneously. Ancient texts from Ayurvedic medicine, over 3,000 years old, specifically prescribe supine rest for healing and organ recovery. The twist is significant. Back sleeping is the single worst position for people with obstructive sleep apnea. In supine position, the tongue and soft palate fall backward under gravity directly into the upper airway, increasing apnea events by up to 50% in diagnosed patients. Compared to side sleeping, the best position for a healthy sleeper is the worst position for 20% of the adult population. This is the part most sleep scientists agree on. And yet it contradicts most popular sleep advice. The single highest ranked sleep position, for brain health specifically, is not flat on your back. It is a slightly inclined lateral position to lying on your side with the head elevated between 10 and 30 degrees. And the reason comes from one of the most significant neuroscience discoveries of the last decade, the glymphatic system. Your brain runs a dedicated waste clearance network that activates primarily during sleep, flushing toxic proteins, including amyloid beta, a key marker in Alzheimer's disease, out of brain tissue. Research from the University of Rochester demonstrated that glymphatic clearance is dramatically more efficient in lateral sleeping positions than in supine or prone positions. The cerebrospinal fluid channels that carry this cleaning fluid are geometrically optimized for sideways orientation. The twist, this effect is so significant that some neurologists now believe chronic back or stomach sleeping may be a modifiable risk factor for neurodegenerative disease. Before we reach our final ranking, there's one position almost nobody talks about, and it may be the most important one of all depending on your age. Positional therapy research has identified that sleeping with a pillow between the knees while lying on your left side reduces hip and sacroiliac joint compression by up to 40% compared to unsupported side sleeping. This matters enormously after age 40, when the cartilage in the sacroiliac joint begins measurable degenerative thinning. The ancient Romans actually documented a sleeping posture they called the recuperative position, essentially left side lying with limbs supported, specifically for soldiers. Recovering from injuries, the evolutionary parallel is striking. Great apes consistently use folded vegetation as limb supports during sleep, effectively creating natural pillows to maintain joint spacing. The twist, most people who try a knee pillow abandon it within 3 nights due to unfamiliarity, but studies show those who persist past 2 weeks report dramatic reductions. In morning hip and lower back pain, we have now ranked every major sleep position from worst to best. And the science is clear. Stomach sleeping compresses your spine and strains your neck every single night. Right side sleeping increases acid reflux risk. Left side sleeping improves digestion and heart efficiency. The fetal position decompresses spinal nerves but restricts breathing if too tight. Back sleeping is ideal for healthy spines, but dangerous for airway health. And the number 1 position for whole body recovery, supported left side sleeping, with slight head elevation and a pillow between the knees, optimizes your glymphatic brain cleaning, your spinal alignment, your joint health, and your digestive function simultaneously. Every night you sleep is either repairing your body or slowly degrading it. The choice of position is yours to make starting tonight. If this science changed how you think about sleep, subscribe to True Body Science right now. We release new episodes every week, and the next one may change something else you thought you knew about your own body. I want to leave you with something personal. When I first began studying sleep biomechanics, I was not looking for answers as a scientist. I was looking for answers as a person who had spent years waking up exhausted, sore, and disconnected from my own body. What I found was not just better sleep. I found a different relationship with the 8 hours I had always treated as lost time, as absence. Those hours are not absence. They are the most biologically active period of your entire day. Your brain is cleaning itself. Your spine is decompressing. Your joints are breathing. Your cells are rebuilding you from the inside. You are not asleep. You are being repaired, and the position you choose tonight is your first act of care toward the body that carries you through everything. Choose it deliberately. I'm Dr. Ryan Cross. This is True Body Science. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.